this has become less of a market tour and more of a preach about just have respect when you travel to places. It's not hard, like it, don't like it, I don't care. This is a pet peeve for me, and I'm expressing that on my channel. This is the only way I know how to express, is to tell you guys exactly what I think of people. You know, unsubscribe, don't unsubscribe, follow, don't follow. This video, it doesn't matter. This video is for me, and if you watch it, great. If you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. If you don't like it, okay. If you're offended, be offended. Nothing's gonna happen. You can be offended and wake up the next morning and you're still alive. So I'm not actually sure how much I just had recorded. So, I just walked all the way through the market talking to you guys, and I wasn't even recording. I met a really nice Canadian mother and daughter whose kindergarten friend has a stall here selling noodles. But unfortunately, she had sold out of noodles because apparently they're too good. So this is just down the road from, hang on a minute. Thai milk tea. So this is the second floating market. It's only a 6-minute walk down the road from the one that I was just recording at. So it's a little quieter, certainly a lot more relaxed, and it seems to be a lot more stuff sold with the idea of taking home as opposed to eating here. You've got like candied tamarind, loads of different candied fruits, coconut cakes, some clothing and things like that, a lot of juices. There's a couple of places doing grilled meats and stuff like that. Certainly not as busy as the previous market was that we were just at. That seemed to be a lot more lined at tourists, and I believe that maybe this has kind of been what caters for the locals. And if that's the case, that's great. You know, let the locals have their market. So I will put a description in the other video of the market, but I'll leave this one as is. Not that I'm going to get an influx of tourism coming in because of me, but it's a very nice market. Like you can just see down there in the distance on the right, that was the pier that we were on with the previous market, and you just kind of walk over the bridge and down the road to here, and then that's it. It's very much like this is where you are. It's quite handy having two markets together, and the milk tea is exceptional. Honestly, that's just delicious. And you can get some super fast little boats going up and down the river here. I don't know what the speed limits are. I think it's just a case of don't go fast enough to make people crash. Oh. So, we'll have a little wander up and through, and then we may come back for some satay or something. There's some jewelry here as well, which is nice. It is definitely so much more mellow than where we've just come from. Like, where we were was just crowds of people pushing and barging, and not really that bad, but you know, it was crowded. Whereas here, it's just a little bit more relaxed. Certainly feels more like a lazy Sunday afternoon walking through a market, rather than, oh my God, it's a market, it's busy, everyone's here. And like you say, you'll probably be able to tell in the video that predominantly most of these are locals. It's not hidden away, but it's kind of around the back of a temple. So I'm guessing maybe if people weren't specifically looking for it, they won't find it because it is kind of set back. So, and it's nice to see as well that the all the prices and all the menu is in Thai, which means obviously no translation for tourists means no tourists. So I'm gonna stroll. I might get a bowl of noodles and just have a little sit at the side and have a little chit chat to you, but I'm gonna finish this first. But ultimately I want to make sure I get a couple of videos with this today. Like I say, I had one in the first one So you will see this probably a few days, maybe a week later, but ultimately this is the same day as the first market. I've just done both in one day because I'm a greedy git. I love food, I love markets, I love doing this. And yeah, if you are this far into the video, or if you're this far into the series and you're not following, I think at the moment there's about 70% of my viewers that aren't subscribed. And you know, I get it. It's, you watch a video and you move on to the next, or sometimes I just pop up unwanted on your page as the next video just starts. But if you are this far into the video and this far into the series, you obviously like something that I'm doing. So give it a like, give it a subscribe, hit the bell button. I really appreciate it. I'm spending my holiday doing what I love, which is eating food, filming it for people to see and to talk about. And yeah, I would love you to, like I say, subscribe and come along with me for that journey. More places planned this year as well. And yeah, I just really love doing this. And to be somewhere like here, filming, recording, enjoying a nice tea in 35-degree heat. I mean, who wants to do a normal 9 to 5 anymore after doing this? I still do. It's not 9 to 5, it's like 10 to 10. But you know what I mean. It's a joy for me to be able to do this. So yeah, I appreciate it if you hit that like button. Kind of filled me up after everything else that I'd eaten in the previous market. So I did a little tour, and I just want to have a little talk to anyone that's watching this that travels, that feels the need to be disrespectful or abrupt or rude because somebody doesn't understand you or somebody is doing something that you don't like. I was just in the market there, and there was 2 Americans that were being very loud, very crass. They were swearing a lot, very audibly loud. And I just want to express an absolute distaste to people like that. Like, if you come to a foreign country and you don't respect yourselves, the culture, the people, like, don't travel. I mean, I'm gonna say they were American, and I know they don't make up the populace of the whole country, but it's like English have a bad name in a lot of places that they go to, and I completely understand that as well. But don't be stood in line, huffing and puffing, swearing and ranting and raving because you want your cow soy or your milk tea because people are having a conversation in front of you and you feel like you're waiting longer than you need to. Like, you're on holiday, you know, it's lovely weather, you're experiencing a great culture, extremely friendly people, and, you know, it's, even on the MRT, there's videos about not making a scene and not being loud and like being respectful in public. So I don't understand why people need to do it, and it really does infuriate me because a bit of politeness, a bit of respect for people when you're in their country goes a long way with people. And I just feel that certain people kind of forget that and feel that because they're from a certain place or because they feel that they have a certain stature, that people owe them a certain manner of behavior. And honestly, like, I'll be honest, I'm on a road now, so I'm not around a load of people. If that's how you feel, shut the fuck up and don't go on holiday. I'm sorry, but like, you made me embarrassed in that market because you spoke, first language was English, and you were being rude and abrupt and needy, and I felt associated to you because we speak the same language. And if you can't be respectful, don't leave your country. You can be fucking rude all you want in your country, stay there, I don't care. But I don't want to come out, experience culture, experience a market that, let's be honest, you just saw yourself walking around. There was a very small handful in that second market of people that were not local. It was quite a local market. There was no English translations, and ultimately you put everybody in that market that was foreign in a bad place because of your behavior, and there's no need for it. So this has become less of a market tour and more of a preach about just have respect when you travel to places. It's not hard. It's necessary, I think, to have respect when you go somewhere, because why shouldn't you respect the people that you're visiting and the country that you're going to? You've decided to ultimately go there. You don't go there and change how the country behaves to accommodate you. You go to the country to experience that culture. If you don't like that culture, if you don't like the way that someone is behaving, unless they're like being really rude and trying to like have a fight with you or something, just let it go, man. It's their culture. They're chatty, they're friendly, they're nice people. Like, they will bend over backwards to do anything. If they feel that they've upset you, they will be so apologetic. Whether you've upset them or not, they don't want people to be upset by them. And even people that are trying to rip you off, like tuk-tuk drivers, when they try and charge you an extortionate price or take you to somewhere that they say is better than where you want to go because where you want to go is closed, as soon as they find out that you're a bit savvy and you're not going to be ripped off, or you just have a couple of words of Thai to them, like "mai ao krab," like "no thank you," they become completely different people, and they welcome you to their country. They ask where you're from, they're inquisitive, and they want you to enjoy their time there. So even when they're trying to rip you off, ultimately they're still being friendly. And ripping people off is, you know, oh, a tuk-tuk might cost £4 instead of £2. It's hardly like places in Europe where you go and get a burger and fries after COVID and they were charging people like £100. Like, that was disgusting. But here, you know, a rip-off here is still cheaper than anywhere else in the world. So, you know, just relax, enjoy yourself, be polite, have manners. And if you can't, stay the fuck at home, because I don't want to experience it in a market, and I'm sure as hell sure that the people working in the market don't want that attitude from you either, because they'll go home tonight and they'll feel horrible that they've upset someone, regardless of whether they know them. It's hard for people to shake that off here, because they're not a country of people that have arguments or raise their voices or have public disputes or upset people deliberately. So, rant over, but I feel that needs to be addressed. I don't feel it's addressed enough on the videos that people do in Thailand, that we as the visitor have the potential to ruin what is a great country by being rude and abrupt and nasty and horrible, and we don't want to bring that culture into this culture, because this culture is peaceful and it is friendly and it is welcoming and it is warming and it is lovable, and you can't help but fall in love with this country. And if you just don't. Honestly, this is a rant. It's not a public service announcement. It's not a video for you to feel warm and endeared to. Like it, don't like it, I don't care. This is a pet peeve for me, and I'm expressing that on my channel. It's the only way I know how to express, is to tell you guys exactly what I think of people, and whether that's good food or bad food, or whether that's just obnoxious tourists. You know, unsubscribe, don't unsubscribe, follow, don't follow. This video, it doesn't matter. This video is for me, and if you watch it, great. If you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. If you don't like it, okay. If you're offended, be offended. Nothing's gonna happen. You can be offended and wake up the next morning and you're still alive. So be offended. I don't want to hear about it. But if you agree with the fact that some tourists ruin stuff for people, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear people's experiences with idiot tourists, argumentative tourists, rude tourists. But yeah, just be respectful when you go places. Respect people, respect their culture. Follow their rules. You're not in another country, you're in their country. You're not in yours, you're not at home. Here, it's different. Respect other people's cultures when you're in their country. It is quite simple. Bye.